Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Making It in Japan, a podcast starring me, of course. My name is Endigo, I'm one of the hosts. And to my left here on the camera, joined by the one and only Donna Burke. Hey,
Yay,
Donna!
welcome.
How are you doing?
Hi, Endigo. Hi, listeners. I am good, and I'm so looking forward to having a nice chat with you, mate.
It's been a while. It's been a hot minute since we did one of these, just the two of us. Yeah, we've had a lot of guests on, and like full disclaimer, at the time of recording this, we have a bunch of recorded episodes with pretty cool guests that aren't released yet. So I'm not sure which order we're gonna post all this. So, but we'll see. But yeah, we haven't spoken like this on the show for a month more.
And the thing is, when we have guests, we've got to be on our very best behaviour. But when I'm with you, I'm just being. I don't have to. I interrupt you. I talk across you.
Yeah,
and
you call me out.
So
on
I'm looking forward to finding out what's happening. What's been going on?
Yeah, no, it's been an interesting while. So let's see. When did we record, the two of us? Well, first of all, how are you doing today? How's your Monday? It's Monday morning, Monday afternoon right now.
It's good. I'm working some pachinko lyrics.
Oh, cool.
Which is the shady dark side of video games.
Mm-hmm.
Which, but you know what? It pays the bills.
Of
and,
which we shall not speak. Yeah.
No, and actually, we will speak. Maybe we'll set up a Patreon for this show.
Oh yes. Support us on there if we make one, please.
But I also just wanted to say thank you to the listeners who've posted a nice review on and put 5 stars up. Thank you for that. We haven't been begging for it, but
I haven't checked, to be fair.
Yeah, it's just really nice. Thank you. So if you're bored, you're feeling like, well, I need to save the world. Mm-hmm. How can I do it? Then just put a nice comment.
Yeah,
that's nice.
Yeah, that's really nice. I am so used to, of all the podcasts I've had in my years, I am so used to nobody actually reviewing them. Because they never, they usually die before they really get off the ground. So I've stopped checking for reviews and comments. So getting them at all, I'm like, yeah, nice, keep it coming.
Well, talking of reviews and comments, I was reviewing and commenting on your latest escapade on YouTube.
Right.
That is freaking epic, mate.
Oh, right. So as of recording this on Monday, the 16th of August, I released that one last night. Technically today, because it was after midnight at like 1 a.m. or something. I released a song, a music video. It's called Dan TDM Betrayed Me. It's the full title of it. And it's if you haven't heard it, it's on Spotify and everything already as well.
But it's big budget. I mean, you went to a castle in Transylvania for the shooting.
Yeah.
You've got this,
I had to be in quarantine for 2 weeks. That's why there hasn't been a podcast in a while.
Such an amazing, and like the long shots from behind, such good quality, mate.
Yeah, I spent millions of dollars on this one. So I'm hoping to make it back. So please buy it on Amazon or something. I don't know. But yeah, basically, I released this song yesterday. It's a full on it's like a Disney song pretty much. It's I imagine it being the origin story for the bad guy in a Disney movie. Like this is the point at which he turns evil. So it's a full on like orchestra musical, very like Broadway West End kind of thing.
Yeah. And the funny thing is that for the listeners who don't know. This incredibly famous YouTuber said publicly, "Oh my God, Endigo, let's do a song together."
Yeah.
This is 8 months ago, and he has not come through and done the song.
Yeah.
So this is a comedic sort of lament and a shout out, like the guy, is he frightened of singing in public? What do you think it is? He's just busy?
I think he's just busy. I know he's done a little bit of music stuff before, not on any like major serious level.
Oh, so he can sing?
I'd say he can. The thing is, I've remixed his videos and turned them into music so many times. I am so used to working with his voice, despite never actually having worked with him. So I say he's got a nice voice. He can definitely hold a tune. He can play the guitar. So there's potential there. But as with a lot of these other, like, especially gaming YouTubers, a lot of them, like, they team up with a music producer at one point and they make a song, usually like a comedic kind of thing. And those songs always, without fail pretty much, turn out to be that channel's most viewed video of all time. So I figured...
And you need some of that action.
Yeah, but so does he. He hasn't done it yet. And he's one of the top gaming channels in the world. So I'm like, well, feels like a pretty win-win-win situation, you know? I'll make you a song. It'll be your biggest video. It'll be great promotion for me.
Well, I've commented on Twitter and on YouTube, and hopefully he'll see my comment and get shamed into taking some actions.
Maybe. To be fair, though, he recently had a son. Like, I think his son just turned 1. So, and with COVID and everything, I'm sure he's got things on his mind. But
oh God,
it's been 8 months. Come on, Dad.
Input.
Come on, Dad.
Oh my God! So basically, this happened when his son was 4 months old. That's even worse.
I mean, I guess
he's probably barely functioning.
Yeah,
poor
he's
guy.
Probably stressed. Yeah, and now apparently he's been sick now for a week or so. So, yeah, it's probably could have been better timing, but well, my production schedule had to. You know, I'd rented the castle already. You know, so. So yeah, but feel free to check out the video. It's on my channel, youtube.com/Endigo. It looks incredibly high budget despite not being. So.
It really does. How did you do those shots where you're really far away?
The entire video is shot in this room. I put a green screen right here. I put a camera right there, and then I stood up.
I know
and then
that,
I sat
but
down.
I'm just wondering, how do you do it? Like, do you just make the? I don't know.
So the opening shot is a camera flying through like the hallway of a castle towards the doors. The main gates are opening, and you see in the throne room in the far distance me sitting on the throne. So that is me sitting on a chair. Right here. I just cut away the chair, cut away the green screen, and then I found a picture of a throne online that I added behind me.
Bloody
And then
hell.
I found a picture of a great hall behind me, and then I kind of built a 3D environment in my computer and made a fake camera go through, so, you know, and then some lighting effects.
So, you know. I know. Meanwhile, I made some biscuits the other day, and I think there was like six ingredients in the recipe.
Oh, that's cool.
Two trays. So yeah, I know technical stuff, Endigo. I know how to do technical stuff.
To be fair, I don't know how to bake.
I can read a recipe.
You're way ahead of me there.
I'm totally on the same wavelength. Yeah.
But
cool.
Yeah. It's fun. It's been a while since I did something ambitious on the channel like that. So yeah, people seem to like it. So it's cool.
Yeah, it's fun.
Yay.
And it's adding a bit of faux drama. This is what I love about it. It's like this fake sort of, what do you call it? It's just fake drama.
Yeah, I mean, sure. There's a whole culture on YouTube especially of channels and rappers and comedians and gamers. They all do diss tracks on each other. Like, yo, PewDiePie, you stupid guy, you know. You look so fat, yo. So I'm like, okay, this is my diss track on Dan TDM, but I'm standing like Dracula in his castle against the storm and like, you betrayed me. Like, I showed it to I showed Maya the song when I was still producing it, and I was like, is this dramatic enough? Should I go further? She's like, no, I'm sure it's fine. So
no, it's good. It really hit me. It hit me in the guts, mate. I really felt your pain.
Okay, thanks. Yeah, it's been a hell of an 8 months, so you know. But it's been fun.
Yeah, so on that note, I had to reach out to my family and tell them that I was not coping with the isolation and having to, realise that I read the Australian, news website, ABC, every day.
Sure.
Anyone in my family waking up to read Japan Times or they've got no clue of what we're going through.
Oh, really?
Not a clue. So, especially the people in Perth, are just getting on with their lives. Thousands of people at the football.
Yeah, but Australia's been really going pretty badly lately with the virus.
Not where my family is. They're all...
Okay, well, that's good.
Like, the worst thing is, my holiday to the Gold Coast got cancelled, and meanwhile, the government... And I think because everyone thinks state of emergency is a lockdown, but it's not. It's just you just voluntarily stay home.
Yeah, I mean it's no difference. Like, all my local restaurants are still open as if nothing happened. So, like, at night,
everyone's over it. Yeah.
And now the numbers are going up like crazy in Tokyo. So, and in Japan, all of Japan, it's pretty insane. I used to lovingly mock my family back in Sweden, like, you guys, you have so much COVID, haha. It sounds way worse when I say it like that, but I assure you it was with love. But like now, our numbers are way worse than they ever had it. So they're like, yeah, So, because Sweden was really
bad.
We've
got millions of people compared to Sweden. Come on, that's.
Yeah, sure. But even so, Sweden's numbers, like total numbers, were way above Japan for a good while. So they were really in deep shit. But they've gotten really well.
I'm surprised how really few deaths there are, though, in Japan. And I'm wondering if it's the lack of comorbidities like obesity and because there's at the moment in the Kanto region, there's 100,000 people who have currently got COVID. They've actively got it.
Yeah.
There's only 250 in the intensive care, and out of the whole of Japan yesterday, only 10 people died from COVID. So it's like...
Yeah, it's very low compared to...
It's pretty low.
Guess, like percentage-wise, which is good, I guess. But I heard this story... I have a feeling that there might be, maybe it's just a case of like bad reporting the correct numbers. And the reason I say that is because Japan has a history. See, there's this classic story from, I think, a couple of years ago where some fucking part of the government, they were gonna go out and congratulate Japan's oldest living citizen because he just turned 120 something. So they were gonna go to his house and like, ding ding, hey, congrats on being the oldest person alive. They knocked the door and he didn't open, and they were like, okay. And eventually they do get in. They find his skeleton sitting on the bed with a newspaper that is dated like 10 years ago.
Okay, I think I know this story. It's true. It's a true story. Yeah,
I might be fuzzy on the details, but that led to basically he'd been dead for years and nobody knew.
And the family have been collecting the pension payments, which is why they never declared him dead.
Yes.
So there's an enormous incentive to not declare people. Yeah.
But this in turn led to an investigation, and they suddenly found like a bunch of Japanese people who were dead without being reported dead. Because I don't know, people die in their homes here in another way, and nobody, sometimes alone, you know. Having nobody to tell anybody they died until way later. So, you know, I mean, it could be something similar. I don't know. Maybe more people are dying alone, you know?
Right.
So, going unreported for now. So, but I don't know.
So let's talk about something positive. What exciting things... I know you were telling me about this interview you did the other day. Now, we can't talk about what it's for.
Right, sure.
But we can talk about what it is.
Yeah. Okay. So basically, okay, without giving away any details, let's see how much I can say. Yeah. So basically, I posted on Twitter and Instagram. I like saying, hey, I did an audition for a TV thing. I hope it worked out. It seems like it did.
And all your followers are like, what's a TV?
Right. That's the problem. Like because nobody watches TV anymore in over the ocean over there. But it's still big here in Japan, so that's fun. You can still get recognized from TV on the street, so that's cool. Yeah, you really can't in Sweden anymore. Basically, I got an opportunity to send in an audition kind of form, like a short form for a TV thing here in Japan. And they got back to me saying that I sounded cool. They wanted me to fill out a longer form. So, and like, just tell them about myself, pretty much. It's a kind of reality kind of thing. It's not acting with a script. I'm going there as me, kind of. So I filled out a long form. I told them about my interests. I specifically mentioned that I'm a full-time YouTuber and that I do drag. And I only posted a picture of me with pink hair and a lot of makeup.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, okay, if there's 100 like people, I mean, I want to stick out like a sore thumb. Give them something to look at, you know?
Yeah.
And they got back to me saying, hey, you want to come in for a group audition? So I did. I didn't go in full drag, but I blew my hair up quite a lot, had a lot of makeup, showed up, and it went really well. And I haven't told you, they sent me a new email 2 days ago saying, hey, are you free this day in about a month for the first shoot? So that is...
So you got the job?
That is tentatively scheduled, yes.
Oh, mate. Congratulations. And you're going direct. Are you going direct with the company, with the TV thing, or is there someone in between?
There's no agency. I'm emailing with a guy at the office. Yeah.
Oh, my God. That's even better because I know TV doesn't pay anything. So you only do it for the fun of it. And it sounds fun.
I think it's going to be really fun. I know there is some money involved, but I haven't read or discussed anything about it. But I didn't know that signing up, so, you know, it's just for fun and exposure and, you know, stuff like that. I'm super excited. I think it could be a really fun
just
thing.
to even get out of the house.
Yeah, right. That alone.
And I know that particular place, which they do have quite good COVID controls.
Yeah. So yeah, and that
should be safe.
It's both reassuring, but also, so I have a near and dear friend of mine called Kathy Cat, who she works not full time. Well, she works as a TV host for NHK, which is Japan's big TV. Like, it's the BBC over here. Pretty much.
Should get her on the show. She's making it in Japan.
She came on my old podcast back in the day. She'd be happy to. I'm sure. But she's a host for NHK World for a couple different TV shows over there. And she hasn't really been allowed to really do anything because they don't want to get the virus into the TV studio. So she's basically not even allowed to. I haven't met her for like a year because she's not allowed to meet me, for work regulations. So we
had a DAG Music has a contract with NHK for some educational TV shows, and one of the narrators who's recording for the last year's been recording at home. You know what her excuse was for not sending in her recording?
No.
She'd just given birth.
Wait, what?
I know. So I thought that's a pretty good excuse for not actually doing your recording.
Sorry. Did she do the recording but she just not send it in?
I don't know. I just thought that's because in this industry there are some snowflakes. Oh, my voice. Oh, last night I didn't. I thought I didn't submit my things in time because I gave birth. I thought that's a pretty good excuse, and you can't use it that often.
Sure.
So good for her. And then NHK were fine. They said, "Look, no worries.
Okay, cool.
We can wait for it." They were really nice, but yeah, it was just pretty funny.
Yeah.
My dog ate my homework,
totally.
Or I gave birth. I think I gave birth pretty good.
Yeah. Well, speaking of my dog ate my homework, a killer whale destroyed my phone last week. So.
Okay, are you? Did you? It sounds like you were singled out and that you were in danger. Was this a dangerous situation for you?
I mean, it could have been. It wasn't. I'm here to tell the tale. So I live to
but
die another day.
But your phone is not.
So I mean, this is just a quick anecdote. Last Monday, me and Maya went to there's a nice little sea aquarium here called the Kamogawa Sea World, which I've never been to before. I've been to a lot of the aquariums around Japan. Maya is a big fan of fish, so we like to visit those. And we went there.
She likes a bit of lemon on them, a bit of salt.
Yes, yes. Yeah. Some soy sauce and you're good to go. But they're fun to watch when they're not dead. So we went there to do that. They're nice alive as well. Big recommendation. So we went there to watch because they have...
for all the people who are going to call in and say killer whales are not fish, we know a killer whale is a mammal.
Yes.
Continue.
Yes, I know that now, thanks to Donna. But so they have a killer whale show. They have a dolphin show too, like all the aquariums do. But they also have a killer whale show, and I've never seen killer whales in real life. I don't think we have them at all in Sweden at like any aquarium or anything. So we saw the dolphin show, and the dolphin show was fun. And then we saw the sea lion show, and it was fun as well. And I took a lot of pictures and videos. And then we went to the main event, which was the killer whale show. And it was like a huge stadium. It was like massive.
Lots of people there?
I mean, not a lot. It was some people there, but like it's the virus, so
Yeah.
It wasn't as much as probably a normal year. But there were some people there. But it was a huge arena. It looked like there was like a coliseum in ancient Greece or something.
Wow.
Yeah, it was really cool, and a massive pool in the middle. So we start going down, and we're like, okay, we're gonna sit in the absolute front row, like as close as possible to these killer whales. And on the way down, we go by a staff guy who's selling ponchos that you're supposed to wear. And I'm like, I don't need a poncho. Of course, Maya says that yes, you do. So I get a poncho, and I put it on me.
Did you need the poncho?
Well, the poncho didn't help apparently. So because we sit down. And then the whales start going around, and it's a cool show. They start jumping, but then one of the whales, and I'm sitting front row. I'm like 2 or 3 meters from the edge of the pool, and a killer whale fucking jumps and lands right near the edge, splashing salt water like a massive, like it's a tidal wave. It comes all over us. So I'm soaking wet. Thank God I'm having the poncho on me. Still got really wet because I'm a tall Swedish guy. The poncho just covered basically my torso and nothing more. But the problem is I'm filming this, and my phone is supposed to be water resistant, which, spoiler, maybe it is, not for salt water, that's for sure. So my phone gets drenched in salt water from the killer whale splash, and it's still working for a couple more minutes. So I'm able to get this footage. So I actually put that clip on Instagram because I was filming when it happened. So it's like the found footage from like an accident. And then I plug in my power bank to try and charge it, and it says like, moisture detected, please unplug. And I'm like, okay. And that's happened before. But then like on the bus ride home 6 hours later, it still says moisture detected. And I plug it in and I plug it out, and I'm like, okay, I guess I can't charge it. And then suddenly the screen turns green. And I'm like, oh.
Green?
Yeah, like, and it's been green ever since. I'm like, oh, okay, I guess salt water got into the circuits. Nice. So, yeah, the day after I had to go phone hunting. So I got a new phone, thank God. But yeah, thanks, killer whale.
How did you feel? Were you sort of a bit in awe of the killer whales? Did you feel sort of really like, whoa? Did they make any noises? Did
they were big. I mean, we watched a dolphin show right before, and dolphins are cool. You know, they're all right. I've seen a few dolphin shows. Killer whales are so much bigger, and seeing them jump in front of you it's really cool. It's really something. They didn't do the classic Free Willy kind of noises I was hoping for, like the kind of, but it was very noisy in the arena anyway, so maybe they did, I'm not sure. But it was really cool.
Went on a whale I went whale watching once in off the coast of Western Australia. And I got so seasick, and they couldn't find the whales. This was I just started going out with Bill. Okay. And I was so many people were sick because it was just rough, and they kept saying, we'll find some whales soon, we'll find some whales soon. No bloody whales anywhere. So,
oh my God.
And I vomited 3 times.
Jesus.
And Bill called me 3 bags full. Yeah, so nice. And I was just about to go downstairs, and I felt absolutely shithouse. Sure. And they said,
where?
And finally, they found the bloody whales.
Nice.
And so they stopped the boat, and suddenly I'm not sick anymore. I race up to to look at them, and there is it. They weren't killer whales. They were just like big whales, blue whales. I don't know, big mothers and other a baby. Whales. Yeah, and so here's a massive boat, and at the the whale's body, the head is on one side of the boat and its tail is on the other. That's how big it is. And so if it could have just flipped the boat up, it was just the enormity of this creature and its enormous power. And I started crying because we used to hunt whales in Western Australia until probably the early 80s, and they would have a memory of these humans who killed them. Yeah. And the whale was on its side, and it was looking at these humans on the boat and looking and very curious and interested. So then I was like, oh my God, listen to the sound it makes. And it was like, and I was like, oh my God, and then I was like, oh my God. And then I realized that wasn't the whale, it was me.
Oh,
I was so overcome that I was like, oh my God. And I had no control over myself. Jesus. I had no idea. I was like, it was very humbling.
This sounds like a scene from like a Simpsons episode, something. They're on the boat and like, so, oh, listen to the whale. No, that's just Homer. And he's like,
I was just like, oh my God. It was just coming out of me. It was like, I didn't even know it was me. I didn't know it was me.
Sure. Did you feel it was like an out-of-body kind of experience?
It totally was an out-of-mouth experience.
Oh, that's my voice. Beautiful, nonetheless.
Cool. So yeah, we've got to think about. I'm just so humbled by how they survive, and
yeah, it's really inspiring. I'll say those whales are probably way bigger than the killer whales I saw. They're big compared to dolphins, but they're not that massive, like the classic Pinocchio swallowing
Moby
your
Dick
whole
type
boat.
of yeah.
Yeah, I've never seen anything like quite that big. We saw whale sharks at another aquarium we went to in Okinawa last year. They were really big too, but still nowhere near like that kind of blue whale kind of size.
Yeah, whale sharks, I think they have those in West Australia too, up north. And they're very gentle. They're very... they don't do tricks or anything. They just... I don't need to do tricks. I'm massive. They look amazing, so...
Yeah. I think they have them in around Japan, different points. I believe I've seen them in 2 different aquariums, both in Osaka and Okinawa. But they exist. But I think they're still being hunted in Japan. I could be totally wrong, but
yeah, that's why I'm a bit like going to a show which they captured them and.
Yeah.
Let's just keep it light and happy.
Yeah. Light and happy.
Yeah, let's.
Yeah.
Talking of light and happy, I've just been watching I watched a movie yesterday.
Oh,
it
cool.
made me cry.
What was the movie?
It was from 20 years ago.
Okay.
Keanu Reeves and Charlize Theron.
I don't know who that is.
And it was a movie.
I'm
sorry. And it was called Sweet No. Charlize Theron?
Doesn't ring a bell.
The famous actress. Oh, you're bullshitting me.
No, I'm not. Wait. No.
She was in Mad Max. She was just in this amazing Netflix show, The Guardians, the old guard or something.
Sorry, what was it? Charlie?
Oh, Charlize Theron? Am I saying her name wrong? Maybe I'm...
Charlize Theron. Let's see. I do not recognize her face at all. I'm sorry. What's she been in? Mad Max. Oh, she was in Mad Max Fury Road. Oh, was she the female lead in that one?
Yeah, and she's in an amazing movie that came out last year that Maya would love, called something The Old Guard. And I don't want to give it away, but like there's this... her martial arts are freaking off the charts, and she played this world-weary person. Okay, I don't want to give it a game away. It's just a great movie. Movie, shot on location... Cool, and she's like this veteran bloody ass-kicking soldier.
All right.
With superpowers, but it's not a superpower movie. It's just so good. Anyway, she's in it, but this is at the very beginning of her career, and she's just like, it was good. And Keanu looking super hot with a big scar down his stomach.
Ooh.
He must have had some surgery when he was a kid. Like a big scar.
Unless that was in part of the character for the movie.
No, because they didn't reference it. And I think back then there wasn't this emphasis on men having like he's probably got a better body now with a massive 6-pack and everything. Back then it was just like, oh, he's
20 years ago. Yeah. That's around the time he did the Matrix sequels, I believe. I think the first Matrix was in 1999.
Yeah, maybe it was then.
A couple years after. And he was definitely he wasn't absolutely skinny, but he wasn't ripped either. So
yeah, he was just like a nice, slim, hot-looking bloke. It wasn't like
yeah. But he's still. I mean, I haven't seen him without a shirt though. To be fair, late in a while. But the last couple of roles I've seen him in, like the new Bill and Ted movie, and then in Cyberpunk, if that counts, I guess. He's a little bit older. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Have you seen Swedish Dicks?
Right.
Apart from your own?
Once or twice. No, me and Maya actually saw 1 or 2 episodes couple weeks ago by accident. We heard of the show before, totally forgot about it. Found it on Netflix one night and like, oh right, this thing. He's fun. In it, right?
He's in it, and I don't want to spoil anything, so I'm not going to say anything more, but he's in it, and he's playing such a weird, funny character, and it's just so nice that a mega star like that is in a very
low budget,
humble show, low budget. But it's really good-hearted and there's a bit of romance.
Yeah.
Not with Keanu, but yeah, it's just, Bill and I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I'm probably going to keep watching it. One of the leads, the Johan Glans, who's the blonde kind of goofy.
Oh, the blonde one.
Guy.
I don't know him. Yeah.
Yeah, he's a super popular in Sweden, popular stand-up comedian. And I've seen him live in several times in Stockholm. He's good. Like he's one of those really household favorites that everybody likes.
He's so likable, his character. I just couldn't. Every time he's in a scene, I just love him.
Yeah, he's great. He's one of my favorite Swedish comedians of recent decades. So it was cool to see him get a proper part in something like that. I was like, oh, nice, good on you. So
and it's good. It's perfect for coronavirus lockdown. I just need something to lift my spirits or. Make me have I watched Music and Lyrics with Hugh Grant. Cannot get this first. Do you know who Hugh Grant is, Endigo?
Yes. I do know.
And have you ever heard of an actress called Drew Barrymore?
Heard the name once or twice.
She was the little girl in E.T.
Yeah, she's Princess Fiona in Shrek, I believe.
No, that is not true.
No? Shit, am I
That is the other woman whose name starts with Cameron Diaz.
Wait, are you sure? Because I'm pretty sure.
Okay, let me just hold. I'll just hold my beer while you Google that.
Right, Drew Barrymore. Right, she's in Charlie's Angels from 2000. E.T. Oh, you might be right. Maybe it's not her. I've definitely seen her in something. You're right. She's in Donnie Darko as well. I've seen that.
I know my Shrek cast. Mike Myers.
I know my Shrek.
You know your international YouTubers. I know the cast of Shrek.
Dude,
you know,
Shrek
we all have our
Shrek
talents.
is like the lifeblood of the internet memes these days. It's Shrek and Big Chungus. They're the top two. I'm not even joking. Like Shrek is God.
Why?
God status.
Why is that?
I don't know, because the movies, people on the internet now are like in their late 20s. They grew up with Shrek, and he's silly, and people just insert him into all kind of situations where he shouldn't be all the time. So it's like this famous scene from The Joker, but with Shrek or whatever, stuff like that. Like put him into places he really shouldn't be appearing in. So yeah,
that sounds fun. I love it.
It's fun. It's fun. Just go on YouTube, search Shrek, and you'll find everything you didn't know you needed.
Oh, cool. Anyway, this movie, it starts off with him being a pop star.
Okay.
And he's in a music video, and he's got really 80s hair, and
nice.
It was really fun, and then he becomes like a faded star, living off his royalties, doing theme parks, which could be in our future. You never know.
Sure.
So I you know. It was good. I love Hugh Grant. He was totally taking the piss out of himself.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah,
good
he's
feeling.
Am I mixing it up? Is he in Love Actually as well?
Yep.
Yeah. That movie I do like. So.
I actually sang for Hugh Grant once when I was dressed up as a chef.
Oh.
Because I used to have this gig. I think when did it start? Probably around 2003. It lasted for about 3 years. I would get these sudden calls from the Grand Hyatt to go up there and perform for celebrities.
Oh, okay.
Dressed as a chef, and they'd be at a private. I'm not making this up. So I would get dressed up as a chef. Mm-hmm. I'd have the whole hat, and they'd bring them into the private private chef's table of the French kitchen, and I would be pretending to wipe the things, and I'd be washing my hands a lot. I did a lot of hand washing while they, the celebs came and sat down, and then the head chef, a guy called Joseph Boudet, would say, Donna, where's the menu? Where's the menu? And I'd do this make everyone feel very awkward by suddenly turning around and going, what do you mean, And he's like German. What do you mean,
Right.
And he's a really funny guy, but he was like totally scared. It looked really scary.
Sure.
And I was like, well, there was a lot of spelling mistakes, and then I'd come to the head of the table, and I'd be wringing my hands, and the tension, the ratchet up in the room, and everyone's like, oh, fuck. this is so uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And then I'd say, and so I thought that, well, it's, I will sing the menu. What do you mean sing the menu? Ooh, well, I'm really good at karaoke. And so and then I'd written the lyrics to the menu, and I'd sing the menu. Mm-hmm. You are going to have, Anyway, so I did that for Sandra Bullock and Hugh Grant for their movie Big Yellow Taxi or something like that. And so they were sort of like awkwardly looking at me like, oh, and so it was fun.
So was it just you singing, or did like a violinist appear?
Well, in that situation, Bill, my husband, played the guitar, but normally there was no budget for Bill. It was just me singing a cappella, and I'd get people to click, and I'd choose a song like Fly, tonight you're gonna have filet mignon with mushrooms, then da-da-da. And so everyone, and just the relief that, far out, this is some comedy thing, and you could just see the sweat pouring off them.
I could see the backfiring though, if people legitimately like don't get that it is comedy, that they think that you're actually just singing out of panic, like But
I think the fact that I was wearing a lot of makeup under my chef's hat sort of triggered. Another time we went into this this room, and a Japanese guy, said to me, do you work here? And I'm like, yes. And he's like, what do you work? And because he was curious, like, like I haven't seen you here lately.
Yeah.
And I said, I'm a singer. And he said in a really loud voice, what, a singer? And I punched him. I was like, because I was just about to sing for this, I don't know, fancy people. And I'm like, shut up. And it turns out the guy that I punched was the famous restaurateur, Nori. What's his name? Nobo-san.
Nobo?
And he's got restaurants in Beverly Hills and he was so nice about it.
You just punched him.
I just punched him.
Your food sucks.
Right, I cooked him right in the arm. My mate, shut up. You blown me bloody cover. We're in a fancy restaurant. And because I'd always have to do the Shinkansen announcement. So after I sang, then I do the Shinky voice, and then they'd all go, oh my God.
Sure.
So I prostituted myself like that for years.
Yeah,
it was fun.
Yeah, I mean, as long as you get paid, you can pay your bills, why not?
Which leads me to what we were talking the other day. This podcast hasn't aired, but like so many people, more than you'd think, are princesses, and my voice, oh my God. And I'm thinking, I worked really hard. I used to sing at IKEA every year in front of
you keep saying that like it's like the low point. I'm like, isn't that the peak of your career? IKEA, man, that's like the Super Bowl.
It sort of was. And I was like, and because I'm a people pleaser, well, I used to do this before I was sort of famous, so I feel like a bit of a wanker for saying no. So I'm going to keep doing this, but even though it's not bringing me joy and...
Sure. No, I get that. Did IKEA? Did IKEA?
Sorry.
IKEA.
IKEA, right?
I'm Swedish. Respect me.
I know, IKEA, I'm sorry.
Did it pay you well, though? I mean, well enough to keep doing it?
No.
Because I'm like, it's fine if it feels a bit like you're selling
your schedule,
yourself. Sure.
And you're free. I'm like Joan Rivers, like the famous comedian. I'm free. I'm going to do it.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I'm the same, for sure. And I feel like, I mean, at least for me, I'm still so early in my Japan music journey. So I'm like, yes, please give me all the IKEAs, But I'm sure there comes a point.
And that's why you're successful.
Yeah.
And that's why I have been successful. I've said yes, and yes to everything. And right now, my challenge is saying no. Because right now I'm writing pachinko lyrics, which you and Maya should have done. Oh. And I'm only doing it because please, Donna, can you please do it? But I
could have ghostwritten it for you. I could have ghostwritten it for you.
Oh, shivers.
Too late now.
Oh, now we're talking. Yeah, nah. It's just not my. That's not my. And I was listening to Oprah earlier, and unless it's like a hell yeah, unless it's like this, everything in my body is saying I got to write these pachinko lyrics. This is so fun. Then I shouldn't be doing it.
Sure.
Because I've got enough money from other sources. I was just doing it for the money, really, Endigo, and that's not very valid.
Yeah, no, I
get and because I'm bored and I've got up until 2 weeks ago, I didn't have much to do. But I'm big suddenly reveal? Now big reveal. I can't say what it's the name of it, but I've just hired the best entertainment lawyer in Australia to pitch my TV series to the best production companies in Australia, because if it gets partly made in Australia, the government gives you all this money.
Oh, really?
So, nice. So it's really, I had a chat with the co-creator in LA, and it's something that's been on the back burner, and it's sort of stagnated, is now back in play, and I'm really excited.
Oh, that's great.
This guy could name drop Heath Ledger this, and Sundance Film this, and Roseburn that, and I was like, give me more.
Yeah, and he seems confident with this project.
Yeah, I googled the top 3 lawyers in Australia. One lawyer got back to me and said, we don't do that in Australia. Oh. But then I thought, okay, you obviously don't work with outside Australia, so that's fine. But this guy got back and said, yeah, I can help.
All right.
Yeah.
Cool.
So I'm really excited about that.
That's nice. Yeah, I've heard.
So that's why I was late. I was filming a pitch for it.
Oh, okay. Cool. We hadn't revealed that you were late, but yeah, there we go. No, but that's cool. Yeah. I mean, I don't know how much you want to talk about it on air, but I've heard of this fabled TV show. It seems I love the concept. I don't want to
talk about the one of the co-creators is really famous, and I don't want to talk about the concept because
sure.
One of the co-creators, because they're so. The whole internet will go nuts.
Yeah, right.
That's how good it is, guys. Yeah, it's very exciting.
Yeah, I like what little I've heard of this thing. I think it sounds cool, and I hope this Australia thing comes through for you.
Thanks, mate.
Yeah, you're welcome.
It's just good to have some, and also my symphonic concert's going really well. I've got all the permissions.
Cool.
I've got Yoko Kanno saying, "Sure, you can sing that song in English," which is pretty cool. So, guys, I'm working on. I've got all the permissions for all the songs I want to sing from.
Sorry,
all
is this
wonderful...
a podcast scoop here? I don't think you've mentioned a concert on this show before. What is this symphonic concert you're talking about, Donna?
Well, you know how I do Metal Gear in concert?
No. What is Metal Gear in concert?
You came to it last year, you bastard.
I did, but I'm a hypothetical listener right now, okay?
Oh, sorry. I was like, gee, can't remember.
Oh, right, I forgot.
So it's I sing 2 really amazing songs from this very famous video game called Metal Gear Solid.
Sure.
And I've begged them for 2 more songs. So actually at the concert I sing 4 songs. Mm-hmm. And then the rest of the time it's symphony orchestra. And I thought, there's no greater high than a symphony orchestra behind you. Boom, 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 boom. And you're singing, and all those vibrations are coming through your body. And then you've got the fabulous audience in front of you all. It's an amazing high. And I thought, how do I get more of this? Num, 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 num. Yeah. So I sing for a lot of other video games and anime, and I asked for permission to do a concert with a symphony orchestra, and I'm getting the same arranger for Metal Gear in concert. And we've got this amazing promoter who's about to sell this idea to Australia and New Zealand for when the coronavirus, probably late next year or maybe even 2023.
Sure.
But to get the permissions, I'm telling you, that's the hardest part. Mm-hmm. And asking Yoko Kanno, can I sing Ghost in the Shell?
Sure.
In English, the Russian bits, and then, sorry, that person's dead. You have to contact their estate and get permission. Right. And everyone's saying yes.
All right.
Everyone said yes. And the only no is a song I don't even sing. And they said, but you can do it as an instrumental. So the one instrumental, which because they said, there's no official English lyrics, so we can't have you sing unofficial.
Could you do
English
like
lyrics.
an a cappella or like a kind of scatting kind of thing on it? Like la-di-da-do-ba-ba-doo.
Nah, because I don't. It's so precious to get. This game company is giving me the permission to sing songs that are not actually mine, but they're great hits, like "Eyes on Me" or 1,000 Words from Final Fantasy. So they're being really great. So I'm not going to push it.
Sure.
I'll be like, sure. I'm just going to say, hey, yes, thank you. But yeah, to get the permissions and to get these stakeholders to agree is an incredible feat.
Yeah.
And now I just have to sell the concert.
Sure. Oh, wow. Oh, that is fascinating. So it's going to be like...
fascinating. And I want you to come with me, Endigo, because I think the Aussies will love you.
Okay.
Exotic,
another podcast scoop here. It's all on the table.
Swedish, English, and your YouTube following. And fortunately, I don't have pink hair, so I think we'll look good together.
Sure. I mean, we could look even better if you had pink hair as well, you know?
I think I'll make Dolly Parton it with a wig.
Yeah, sure.
But it's going to bring a lot of joy. We'll do our cosplay song, which will be a symphonic version, of course.
Right.
And maybe we'll do a symphonic version of Big Chungus.
Maybe.
Big Chungus, Big Chungus.
We should. So, yeah, that's not a bad idea.
Did you write that song?
Yeah, it's 100% Endigo original. I mean, the term Big Chungus was a pre-established meme, you know, the words Big Chungus, but...
What does your Big Chungus mean?
Didn't I explain this on a previous episode?
I've forgotten because it didn't stick.
It's okay. So the whole Big Chungus meme, basically, the very, very, very origins was the word Chungus, which was coined by a gaming journalist called Jim Sterling, who used it. It was a word he came up with many years ago, which I'm not going to tell the original meaning because it's kind of rude, but it's irrelevant to the story.
It sounds like vomit. It sounds like if I did a Big Chungus.
Kinda.
We'll have to get a mop to clean it up.
Yeah, he kind of used it as a curse word for other people, like, "Oh, you fucking Chungus." But then in 2018, I don't know why the internet happens sometimes, but somebody put the words Big Chungus together with a picture from a Bugs Bunny cartoon from like the 1930s, a single screenshot from the one Bugs Bunny episode in which he inflates his body and it looks really fat for like a second as a joke in an episode. So they took that picture of the fat Bugs Bunny and they wrote Big Chungus and put it on as a PS4 game like cover. And
like
the
a
joke
new
is
game
like,
coming out?
Yeah. So like Big Chungus for PS4 coming soon, and it became a joke on the internet like oh, God of War, Death Stranding are coming out. Yeah, those games are fine, but I'm looking forward to Big Chungus. That's my game of the year. And everybody started hyping. Yeah, Big Chungus, can't wait for the release, everybody. Yeah. So what I did, I made the fictional main theme for this fictional game. So in the Big Chungus video, it starts with Sony Computer Entertainment presents, like, whoa, and then Big Chungus. So I made the...
Did you put... Oh, that's right, you put whoa in it.
I mean, it's my whoa, you know.
But it's... You're copying my original WoHo.
We talked about this. Yeah.
Oh God, I can barely remember. I'm terrible.
So, yeah, dude. The song starts with me going whoa, and I am parodying the famous note from the famous Metal Gear Solid song when I did this in 2018, years before I ever met you.
Oh, that is creepy in a way.
The fact that we are even doing this show now. And my most famous song of all time is a literal parody of you. It's like destiny, you know?
It's very Chungus of you, actually.
Thank you, I guess. But like the song's taken on a life of its own.
Like I think for listeners who are not young YouTubers, they're learning a lot because like there's this, I mean, me too, I'm learning a lot. There's this whole really wholesome and funny thing happening on YouTube, which and so quick, the quick responses, which just television and can't react that fast.
Yeah. Because it's the Wild West, and everybody has access to like an editing software and a camera and a microphone, so anybody can do anything at any time. And with how copyright works, like there are no laws, like really. Everything is a gray area. So you can create something, and then you can react, and then the community can react. And within a day, like the thing has taken a life of its own, way beyond the original intent, It really is death of the creator, but in a cool way. So, yeah, it's so weird. Like
Did you say the death of a creator?
Death of the creator.
What does that mean?
Not a specific creator, but like, well, death of the author. Death of the author. I don't know. I mean, basically, the word Chungus had a totally different meaning. Bugs Bunny as a character is owned by a different company. Like, there sure isn't any PlayStation game called Big Chungus coming out soon. But yet all these elements combined to create this fake game for this fake Bugs Bunny character that I made a fake theme song for, that I'm now being reached out to from like TV channels who are wanting to like get a sync license for my Big Chungus song, which is a fake song for a fake game that doesn't exist. And it's now it's a real song, because now it's on real TV, because real TV wants to use it, because it's it's gone full circle. It's not a joke anymore. It was a joke song, but now it's a real song, and it's
it's like Pinocchio. I want to be a real song. One day you will.
I guess I wouldn't have thought of that metaphor, but yeah, sure. Yeah. Was that our second Pinocchio reference in one episode? We were talking about whales before. Because the whale swallows them in the movie.
That's true. Wow. I never ever watched Pinocchio all the way through. I think when I was a kid, I just fell asleep.
It's kind of boring. I watched it when I was a kid, and I thought it was great then, but it was like the first movie I saw, so I had no frame of reference. I was like, oh, this is dope. So, doesn't hold up.
When I grew up, there was no pause button. So if you went to go to the toilet, there was no like, what happened? Shh, because there was no way. Yeah, so it's
right. How are you watching? Wait, but you weren't watching on VHS then back then, or was
no?
It like Super 8
when I was it was a television. It was and the television had an on button and an off button, and in those days 3 channels, and
right.
You just had to hold your toilet break in, or
you're screwed. It's almost come full circle now with Twitch streaming being such a massive thing now these days.
Oh, that's interesting.
Which is also live, So it went from that to like video and DVD where you could rewind, and then YouTube, obviously, on demand, to now going back to everything is live on Twitch. So.
And but don't people tape it and then release it?
It happens, sure. And sometimes the creators releases the video after the fact on YouTube. But the fact that so much of digital content is happening live on Twitch initially, like that's the main thing now on the internet, at least in the gaming sphere.
Do you do Twitch?
Not really. I had a short period in 2020 when I was like, I'm gonna be a famous gamer. So I started a gaming channel, I started a Twitch, and I was Twitch streaming every day, and I was making gaming videos every day for like 3 weeks. And then I was like, this is boring. Let's make music again.
Why was it boring?
It wasn't boring per se. It's fun to play games, and I love creating that sort of content. But I guess I feel like, don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to be condescending to anybody. I feel like anybody can be a gamer and become famous if they just make the videos.
I can't, so...
I think you could. I really do.
I can't use a controller.
No, but that could be like your niche, make comedy out of it,
True.
Or play different games.
I'd be really good at that then. If you're looking for people walking into walls and shooting guns into their feet, yeah, I'm your girl.
I think if you have the right editor who has like comedic timing, it could be hilarious.
Yeah.
Or just play different games, music games, whatever.
But I wouldn't be able to just keep it up every day. It's like a bloody job.
I mean, yeah. Well, that's the thing. Anybody could probably do it and turn it into their job. I'm sure if I would have kept at it by now, like almost a year later, I would have had great success with it. But I feel like anybody can do it if they try hard enough. But only I can do the music only I can do. So I feel like it's kind of wasting everything I built up my entire life to like, well, I have so much music in me I want to make, so many ideas for big music projects. And I'm like, well, why should I not just do that and instead just sit around and play Minecraft all day, you know? So, I don't know.
It's true. You have to decide what will you put on the planet for, and for some people it is to be entertaining and have a community on Twitch, and that just fires them up. They can't wait to get out of bed in the morning.
Yeah.
But for you, it's creating music.
Sure.
Right?
Yeah, absolutely. And like creating art, making these big, crazy looking music videos, like the one I posted last night. Like, or just doing like the whole drag thing, everything. There's so much creativity in me that I want to do. And if I were to do gaming, like so much, like if it were to turn into my job, you would have to be on the grind every day, every hour, just to be able to keep it up. You'd make a lot of money doing it. You'd probably have a lot of fun doing it. I enjoy doing it, but I wouldn't have any time to do the music anymore. And you know, I didn't move to Japan and buy this apartment and all this studio gear to play video games only.
Just to be clear, he did not buy the apartment.
No, I bought the building.
Oh.
Yeah, no, that's not true. I'm renting. I am planning to buy a house here, though.
Fun!
It's a little... we need to wait for after Maya graduates college, but... So, to make sure we're both still in the country, you know, but... Yeah, it's happening. It's happening.
So you're feeling this is your home?
Yeah, sure. I mean, I haven't even been here for 2 years yet, but I'm hoping to. I'm hoping to stay here for as long as I can.
It's something in your guts that's saying this is where you should be.
I think so. Yeah. I mean, I really like, you know, my dream was to just go to Japan since I was like 2 years old. You know, took me until I was 24 to actually come here as a tourist. But then first time actually getting here, like the first month I was here in 2016 with my band on tour and just seeing Tokyo and like traveling to Osaka for a day for a live show and stuff like that. Like I just immediately like it totally exceeded my expectations and my wildest dreams. Just everything about it. Like there's something, I don't know, man. There's something in the water here that's just different. It just hits different. And now having lived here, like the first year I lived here now on the student visa when I was studying, like I don't know. It's creativity. It's easier to be creative here for me at least. I met so much good people here. I've made so many friends here, and it's just the country's been very good to me in a very short time. So I'm like, damn.
There's like some possibilities. It's not like it's Yeah, sometimes people say, why don't you go to LA? Why don't you go to New York? I mean, that's where all the singers are. And I'm like, yeah, and the whole world's there. And
sure.
There's so much easier to collaborate and stand out here.
Yeah, that is of course, absolutely one of the... I mean, Tokyo is a massive city, major industry worldwide. But you're also kind of a small fish in a big pond. No, the other way around. A big fish in a small pond. Because you have so much less... competition competing for your job compared to what you would have in LA, the jobs you can get as a foreign singer or whatever. In LA or New York, there's going to be 30 people who are applying for the same thing you are, and they're probably better than you, like always.
I agree, and I'm not ashamed to say that.
Yeah.
And
100%.
And I feel really fortunate that I, by chance, came here, by chance got into this video game music industry, and now I'm world renowned.
Yeah.
And it's not because I'm the most talented, that's for sure.
You are, though. You are.
No, I like back in the day, like I would have gone to an audition and they said, could you read, can you sight sing when Heavens Divide? And I would be like, nah.
Nah, fam, I'm out. Bye-bye.
Sorry, love. So,
sure.
So no, I think there's a lot of people who are very technically adept, and I also think I know this as an owner of a talent agency, is that it's not just talent, it's like attitude, it's how well we get on with the people, it's so many other factors that are contributing to whether you have a successful career. And that every job is, you think of it, this could be my last job I ever get. If I have attitude, if I make people feel bad, if I complain, if I don't, who knows? This I may never work again.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, and I've felt that too. Fortunately, I've had. Maybe it's just been my luck with all the jobs I've done, because I've done a bunch of singing and narration and, going to studios around Tokyo for different things. Maybe I've just been really lucky, but I've had pretty much only really good experiences everywhere. All the staff, everybody's been really kind, very talented, very patient with me, but I've also tried to be patient with them, and it's just been really good overall so far. So, yeah, I don't know.
That's why when you hear about people complaining, you just think, I used to think, oh, I'm so lucky. And then I think, actually, no, there's been a lot of saying yes to, the IKEA jobs and just saying yes to lots of things and being really positive and on the job. And then, because in this industry, most jobs only last a few hours. So and you can act like you're enjoying yourself and then go home and go, ooh.
Yeah, put on a happy face. Especially if you're getting paid for it, If it's like a charity thing, like, oh, there's no money involved, but it can be nice, then, it's different, of course. But if you're here to do a job in a field you want to work in, it's like, why are you even showing up if you clearly don't want to do it? Like, go do something else. Go work at a grocery store or something. I don't know. Clearly you're not passionate about this. Then what are you passionate about? Like, go do that instead, You're wasting your own time as much as everybody else's time. So, and that makes nobody happy. Especially if the product turns out inferior because of it. Like, I don't know. It's just pointless. So, yeah. I've definitely done my fair share of IKEA jobs to put that as a term. Not IKEA specifically, but... it's all led to where I am today. So I'm still thankful that I did everything.
Yeah. I'm not. So I'm thankful. That's a really good way to.
Yeah. You often get the question like, if you could go back, what would you change? And I'm like, well, probably nothing, because that would probably change the outcome, and I would end up somewhere else. I'm on a pretty good trajectory now, so I just do it all over again. No regrets.
I know you changed coronavirus.
I mean,
have you had any benefits from coronavirus?
Honestly, I mean, okay, probably not. It's been generally pretty bad, but I will say this, that the fact that I was able to get in I literally moved to Japan 2 months before the first case was reported and the borders shut down. So I was like the last man on the boat before they pulled out a dock. Maybe that helped me.
Imagine if you were just, and then, okay, I know it's really been tough for you to be sitting isolating in Japan, but it would have been much worse.
No, so I was supposed to come here in June with Maya. We could only go every 3 months, so we were supposed to go on the June plane. I didn't get on it because I got into trouble with visa stuff. So I had to go on the next one in October. If that one hadn't worked out, January was the next one. That one was canceled. So yeah.
Oh, you recently, I know you got a job with your hero, with one of your heroes, which maybe you can't mention.
The one that's happening now?
The anime song?
Yes.
Someone that I've actually worked with.
Yeah, yes, you have.
Yeah.
Yeah, not gonna...
I mean, we can't mention who it is, everyone, but like there's these opportunities that happen. Now, let me just break this down for you. So this happens because sometimes for different reasons that DAG Music can't do a job, and we just introduced Endigo directly to this famous music producer person, and we were fine to say, look, just go direct, just talk to him. You know why? Because we know you're a good guy, Endigo, and you've got some Japanese, and I can vouch for them. And I'm not like, yeah, just contact him directly, because he's a freaking. And I've done this before when sometimes it's a slightly different situation, but clients go, oh, once Dag Music's put our cut on an artist, they say, oh, that's really expensive. And then we'll just say, go direct. But sometimes that artist is a nightmare. Mm-hmm. And then we're teaching them a lesson. Now you know why you always book people through us.
Sure.
Because some people can be a pain in the bum. Mm. And I know that you're not. So he's getting a really great deal. Like he's getting direct.
Yeah.
But he came to us and just asked for you, Endigo. So he must have been checking you out.
I guess.
You've got great photos. You've got great demos. You know, so you weren't like, oh, I used to do improv, and Chris Wells would say this too. So many people would say, oh, voice actor. Oh, I'd love to do that. I love to do that. A lot of people say I've got a good voice, and we just look at them like, it's like me saying heart surgeon. I'd love to be a heart surgeon.
A lot of people say I got a good heart.
I reckon I could do it. No, I reckon I could do it. I could do it.
Sure.
I can use a knife. So, you know, that sort of level where...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
A lot of people reckon it's just, they don't know how hard it is.
Sure. Yeah. No, absolutely. I feel like, I mean, for voice acting specifically, I see something like narration, documentary narration, stuff like that. I've tried doing it for fun, but like I know my strengths and weaknesses. And like, for example, something like a documentary narration, like the Tokyo Metropolitan, blah, blah, blah. That I can't do that. I just can't. I don't have that voice. I don't have
I've got the voice for it, but I used to work on the news. Mm-hmm. So they translate the news at NHK at 7:00 and at also 9:00 into English. And once a week I would go in and I would record the news so that foreigners in Japan could listen to it. Mm-hmm. And most of the time I'd be like, who watches this stuff? Who's watching that? And then people, oh, Donna, I heard you on the news. And I'd just be, and that's when I knew I need to stop doing this, because I don't respect, I'm not, just because I've got the voice for it, I shouldn't be doing it unless I'm really, this is like my number one. I used to feel really bad about that until I stopped doing it.
Because you feel like you're taking away somebody else's dream and not appreciating it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
and I was just doing it for the money, and I'd literally do work while I was there, and it was probably only an hour and a half's actual work, and you just see people taking it so seriously, like producers, and they're just like, and it's like, I remember mispronouncing so many names. Oh my God, Kim Jong-il. Yeah? I called him Kim Jong the second because I'd never ever, because it's like
Roman 2 kind of.
Yeah, the way the font came out was just like two things standing together.
Oh my God!
Another time I was doing the G7 summit in Hokkaido, and I was like, and they're going to serve these beautiful oysters and scallops and stuff, and I'm reading, and then I look up, and then there was a picture of a starving African baby, and I went, ah! Like that, live on camera, like live, because I would never choose to watch it, see an image like that, and I was another story I had to do about. I'd never seen it. They just put the script in front of you. You've
like
never seen it. You haven't practiced it. Yeah. And it's the story, and they always get the women to do it because I've got, the voice. And, in March 11th, 2011, the tsunami that came to Japan, blah, 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 Ichino and Maki, blah, blah. And this story was about a family with 4 children under the age of 10. The mother's body had been missing in the water for 5 weeks, completely decomposed. And the story was about the lovely mortician who massaged the mother's face back so that the children and the husband could finally say goodbye and put makeup and put a wig. And it was just like horrific, sad story where... I'm crying. I'm having to mute myself, and finally they got to say goodbye to their mother. It's just.
Oh my God! Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't want to. Who watches this? I don't want to. I don't want to.
Was this live or was it pre-recorded?
The documentary's all pre-recorded, but my voice is live.
Oh, right. Damn. Yeah, I mean, the thing is, we don't watch a lot of TV. We watch Netflix on the TV, but I've been trying to watch more Japanese news.
Really? Why?
I feel like it's good to keep up. I mean, I read the English NHK news website every day in the morning with my coffee anyway. But I've been trying to watch the Japanese news in Japanese on the TV because I feel like, man,
that's
I don't know.
Good practice. Yeah.
Good practice of the language for sure. But also good to just stay updated with stuff. I feel like in general, knowledge is power. I get a lot of references from my friends, even my foreign friends here, who are like, yeah, this guy from whatever, this boy band who was now in this movie and now is arrested for something. And everybody's like, oh, yeah, I heard. I was like, I don't know what any of those words meant. I'm sure it's important. So,
I remember when that guy from SMAP was found at Roppongi Hills naked in a garden, and you just think...
That's exactly what I'm talking about.
Oh, my God.
I don't know what any of that...
Talking of him, I saw this guy at this restaurant near where our studio used to be in Roppongi, and it was the guy that was found naked in Roppongi. He's got some Korean heritage. He's really...
Sure.
He's the sort of the ascetic-looking SMAP member.
Okay.
And I remember sitting at this restaurant, Chinese restaurant, and it was on a weird day, which I normally wouldn't go there, like a weekend, a Saturday or Sunday, and it was also a weird time, like must have been after recording, and it's 3 o'clock or something. And I noticed that the woman next to me in the restaurant was acting weird.
Okay.
And that she'd suddenly gone from being sort of just eating her lunch to being sort of stiff and then looking at her phone. And then she was sort of looking ahead. And this sliding door, there was a party going on right in front of us, and the sliding door kept coming in, and the door would open, and you could hear these excited people and and eventually the door opened again, and the guy from SMAP was standing there, and a woman was holding his hand in front of, and she was looking into his eyes, just like crying with happiness. And he at that moment, the door opened, and he looks over as the door opens, and he makes eye contact with me, and his face was like,
okay.
It was almost like, rescue, I'm trapped.
Please,
I'm just an object. Please help me. Please. You're my only... And then it closed again. And I'm like, I think it's the guy from SMAP, Bill. And then the woman next to me was like... And I just felt so sorry for him. He was just this object of... And no one... Yeah, anyway, yeah.
It's not his life anymore, When you trade it for fame, you become the life of the public. He's
an object, yeah.
Yeah,
commodity.
It's a product. Yeah, that's a uplifting note. But yeah, no, for sure. And I guess that's the price of fame. Is it worth it?
Yeah, be careful what you wish for.
Yeah, sure. That's one of the fears I've had if I ever would get mega famous, like not being able to go out to an izakaya anymore without like, oh my god,
you just have to
dye
your hair brown.
I guess, like wear a fake bald cap, but then I'll be known for that instead, So, but yeah, I don't know. I'm still trying to build my brand here in Japan, for now. So I'll just take all the opportunities I can. I'm gonna go all pink hair on the TV thing. So yeah. Yeah.
I think that's Have we talked about Derek Sivers? He's a great got some great advice. Like when you're going up in your career, pick a gig at a pig farm? Sure, sounds interesting.
Yeah.
Because then everyone's like, wow, he's got a great attitude. And then once there'll become a time where you're like, I don't want to do the pig farm gig anymore. But on your way up, you say yes to everything.
Yeah.
And then you have to practice saying no.
Yeah, 100%.
Which you are doing too, because you're at different levels of different. So you're saying no to Twitch because it's like, nah.
Yeah. And I've said no to a couple of offers and collaborations on YouTube, stuff like that. Stuff that has involved money sometimes too. But I'm like, my heart isn't in it, And if it's not, it's money only gets you so far, but at some point you need to take care of yourself first. So yeah, I don't know. You gotta pick your battles and pick your victories.
And like you've only got so many hours to really give your best and focus.
Yeah.
And give your and look at the result of that video that you just posted.
Sure.
15 hours ago, you gave it your all, and you were able to give like your top energy for it. It wasn't like you came home exhausted from a Twitch thing and then.
Yeah, definitely. And that sort of video, which by the way, start to finish, I had the idea for the song this Monday, a week ago, and then I started working on it Tuesday, and then posted it yesterday. And that sort of. You mean
it took you a whole week? What's wrong with you?
I took a day off in the middle. So 5 days in total, start to finish, and that sort of production can only happen when I'm giving it my all. And I know that I'm able to do stuff like this with a really quick turnaround when I really try. But if I were doing like Twitch also full time, like, sorry, I gotta wait with the video recording because I gotta play Minecraft for 4 hours. It's, I mean, if that's your passion, then do it. But I realized that I love to play games, but it's not my passion to. I don't want to be a professional gamer. So music stuff like that is way more interesting. So to me.
Yeah.
So yeah. So with that being said, Donna, when are we starting our joint gaming channel on YouTube?
Well, it'd be comedy gold.
We should do like, we sit down together.
Oh, I got a mozzie. Wait.
Is that a mosquito? So that's the Aussie term for a mosquito, a mossy?
Yeah, mozzie.
Mossy. All right, cool.
2 days ago, I really had a bad. I didn't get one of them, and last night I got about 7.
Oh, nice.
So hopefully,
I got crazy mosquito bites. I don't know how I got mosquito bites on my thighs, like 3 of them. I don't know how it happened. We don't have any mosquitoes indoors, and I certainly don't go out without pants, so it's pretty bad. Oh my god. But anyway,
it's in my face. Come on. Oh, got him. Woo!
For listeners, mosquitoes are trying to assassinate Donna, but she had the upper hand. On my face. So
literally.
No worries. Yes. But imagine if we did a channel where you and I sit down together on a sofa, we darken the room, and then we play horror games. Horror games that you have starred in. Like we play Silent Hill, and you react to like the horror, like for comedy effect. Could be fun. Just saying. Just throwing it out there.
Yep.
Me and Maya actually started Silent Hill 2 like a week ago. We were thinking about a new game to play together. And I knew you were in it, but I didn't know what you did. And then 5 minutes in, we come up to this graveyard, and this woman starts talking, and I'm like, Maya, is this Donna? Like, first person you meet in the game, you're like, hello! Oh, hello, are you looking for Silent Hill? Yeah,
this is a very scary game. I don't think this is really appropriate for Swedish people to be doing this. So I suppose you do get the dark and the night time, and you get this. No.
Yeah. The mood was really scary until you started talking, and I was like, oh. I mean, your performance is good, but like...
Spoiler alert!
Your performance is good, but it was like, oh man... like I can't be.
And the thing back in those days, there was so little. There was so little context, and yeah. But I'm really that was one of the games I did the mocap for as well.
Oh really? Oh cool.
Yeah, that's my body. You can see.
Shit, isn't that very early for mocap? This was like in 2002 or something.
Yeah.
Dang.
And then also for Claudia. About 10 years after I did Claudia for Silent Hill 3, I actually had a hairstyle like her. So I think I had long, the fashion became really long, blonde, like very straightened hair. And then I was like, I look like Claudia, except for I've got eyebrows.
Sure. Yeah, why not? You can be a living cosplay, do the voice, do the hair.
Yeah, but it happened without me meaning to do it. So that was why, a bit creepy.
Fair enough. Well, on that note, though, we've been going for almost an hour and a half, so I think it might be a good time to start wrapping up. Do you have any more stories on your heart before we?
No, but there was one thing that you are doing. I think I already talked about it. Yeah.
Well, I am going to go...
The song that you're doing for the famous person, but we can't say anything more.
Yes. So I actually don't know. I haven't been reached out to by him yet. So I don't know any details about anything. But can I say...
No.
No?
Don't say anything.
No? Okay. Can I say with Maya and
what?
Okay.
You don't say his name.
No, I won't. Okay. I'm gonna say it. We can cut it out. But this person also reached out to Maya for another thing at the same time without knowing that.
Through DAG Music?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's different to we recommended Maya do this job to him.
Sure.
And then he came to us and said, I really want to work with, I really want Endigo for this project, and the budget wasn't what we could work with, and so we said, please just go direct.
Right.
So he came to us with a request, and we said, out of all the people, we think Maya should do it. Mm-hmm. And then he came on another request, especially asking for you. Mm-hmm. My friend, which is very nice.
Yeah.
This wasn't like you in a competition and then I think I like this guy. Yeah. No, he just...
That's really cool.
Out of the blue. Yeah, it's super cool. I'm really happy for you, mate.
But like the end result being that me and Maya are both doing different jobs for this person on accident. We like... This person doesn't know that we live together.
It's because... Oh, that's true. He probably doesn't.
No. So one day when both projects are finished, we're like, surprise! We were doing it in the same apartment all along. Haha. You know.
See, this is the awesome thing about you being in Japan, and that this has happened because you came here. So I think earlier on in our conversations, I said, it's going to happen, and for me, this is like proof of that. Okay, let's go. It's proof that I was right.
That's true.
Sorry, what was that? You were right? I didn't quite hear that.
Yeah. No,
we'll be back on Yes, She's Right show for more.
On this episode of Yes, She's Right, Endigo finally got his dream gig. Yeah. So, yeah.
And it's nothing to do with luck because this is where the thing is, you're so lucky to change. Well, no, I decided to come here and I've been here for nearly 2 years and I went to language school, super boring for a year. And there's just a lot of persistence that's got you here. So good on you, mate.
Yeah, thank you. And thank you for sticking with me through a wet and dry, even when I've been...
I'm only sticking with you because you make me look good. And as soon as that doesn't happen, then I'll drop you like a hot coal.
I'll try to sustain that for as long as I can then. Strike while the iron is hot. And thanks for keeping up with me, even my low points. When I'm like having shitty days, like calling you like, Donna, everything sucks. And you're like, okay.
Well, that's led to this podcast.
Yeah, that's true. That's actually origins of this podcast. Here's another tidbit for you listeners.
Woo!
We were both depressed, drinking over the phone, over the video phone. Like, man, our lives suck. Except they don't. But we're like, let's. But these talks are good. We should do them more. Let's do a podcast.
Yeah. I'm really looking forward to it. I mean, it's got me out of bed and put makeup on. So
yeah, which is like, I did that in the beginning. I haven't done it now for a while. Today I haven't even showered. Like, I feel like I'm on a downward trajectory. I need to get back on the grind.
No, I like that you just do it when you're inspired. I really think that's healthy.
Yeah.
That you don't have to, show up there's another mosquito. I think we need to say goodbye, folks, because I've got a night of mosquito killing.
Yeah, sounds good. Well, we're closing in on 90 minutes anyway, so thank you for listening, everybody. More episodes coming. Again, not sure of the release order. We have a bunch in the bank, but thank you for sticking with us so far. It's been a fun couple episodes. Donna, where can people find more about you and your lovely work?
I'm on Twitter at the Donna Burke, and on YouTube at Donna Burke Official.
Yeah.
What about you, Endigo?
I'm also on Twitter at the Donna Burke. Crazy how that works. I'm the real one. Twitter.com/Endigo Skyborn. I'm Endigo Skyborn on all the places. Instagram as well. YouTube.com/Endigo is where you can see the new crazy music video that was just released, where I'm basically a Dracula.
Yeah, check that out, everyone. It's only 2 minutes out of your life, and you'll have a good giggle, even if you've got no understanding of what it's about. It's just fun.
Yeah, I figured you probably didn't know the full context of it, but you still appreciated it. So that's nice.
It's fun. You're totally over the top, and it was just gave me a good laugh, mate.
Appreciate it.
And that's what we need. That's what we need.
I was going for the Disney villain aesthetic, so yeah.
So you've heard it first. There's a few scoops here: symphonic concerts, TV shows. A
lot of TV shows.
Life's looking up.
We actually scooped 2 different TV shows this episode, so that's pretty cool. Life's good if you're alive. So stay alive. Wear a mask. Ta-ta!
Yes, please stay alive.
Also, I'm getting my second dose in 2 days, so woo!
Oh, mate. Watch out for that.
Yeah, man.
Plan to have a day in bed, all right? Can you promise me?
I shall. I have the next week off to just have side effects.
Apparently, the better your immune system, the better the reaction.
Yeah. Typically, I get sick very rarely. Never really at all.
Which means you've got a great immune system, which means that you will have a reaction.
I'm gonna get fucked.
Oh, so, yeah. Did I get it? No. Damn it.
All right. Well, you enjoyed the mosquito killing, and I'll talk to you soon again.
Thank you.
Goodbye.
All right.
Bye-bye.
So, everyone, stay safe.
Stay safe. Goodbye.